Like, yeah, we can figure that. What the hell are you drinking, dude?
What do you mean?
What's up?
You don't
There's
drink
something in it.
You don't drink cloudy water? Cloudy elixirs?
We gotta talk to the roomies, dude.
What do you mean? What do you think's wrong with this?
It looks like there's like, is that a liquid IV? Oh, you're having a little bit of a little something.
I'll be honest. I thought you were gonna make a bathwater joke, but
I should, dude. Hold on,
missed opportunity. I let you have that too.
You waited too. I saw the pause and I was like, I'm missing something here.
He's not picking up, but no, this is BCAs.
Doing your best Sabrina Carpenter impersonation.
Excuse me. These are. It's not I mean, technically, I guess people use it for a pre-workout, but
Josh, it literally says pre-workout.
No, it says. I mean, in this one, yes, this one does say that, but no, they're used for all kinds of like pre-workout, intro workout, after workout. See, look right here: pre-workout, after workout, recovery drink, clean complex. So right now, I'm just doing it as the after the recovery drink.
I'm trying to figure out the caffeine contents.
I don't honestly know how to read a lot.
It literally just says natural caffeine, and it doesn't say how much.
Well, yeah, because it's all those other things. Natural energizers, 110 milligrams. There's only 110 milligrams per 2 scoops.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
But it has beta alanine. Dude, that's the stuff that makes me itchy and red, I think. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah, you're still drinking it?
L-alanine, taurine.
Dude, straight up, I'm actually allergic to avocado, watermelon, cucumbers, and grapes, I think.
Wait, really?
Because I get real puffy and itchy and tingly, but I continue to eat it. It's just so good. Like, nothing bad has happened.
I would love to be allergic to avocados so I can tell people, don't give me those. I'm allergic to them.
Do you not like avocado?
Mm-mm. I thought we went over this.
We've never gone over this. That's
no
the
avocado.
Weirdest thing I've ever heard, dude.
I might be allergic. It messes up my stomach. I get this very specific stomach ache every time I eat it. But I don't like it.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, you don't like the taste of it too.
I don't like the taste.
That's
or
weird.
the color or the texture.
It's green.
Yeah, it's like gross. I think it was when I was a kid. I used to think they're like boogers or something or poop.
You're thinking of
avocados, guacamole, bananas.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you don't like bananas either?
No, they make me sick and I throw up and I get hives and I almost die.
Hold on.
That's also a lie.
Look how gross this banana looks.
Oh, what do you? Oh, you're not enjoying that.
I'm not at all. But I'm eating it like to hurt you.
I can't smell it from here. I have a big issue with the smell, the texture, the taste.
Oh, is that it?
All of those things that I can't do through the screen.
Look how bruised this is, dude.
If it was like mushy and like
it is
like being squishy in your hands and your mouth, then I'd probably.
In an attempt to bully you, I've hurt myself because this is gross, dude.
You deserve that. You deserve that. I'm not saying I hope you get food poisoning, but I wouldn't be mad. Dude, actually, food poisoning is the worst, dude. It's not fun at all.
Absolutely terrible, dude. Welcome to... Dang, dude. As I'm trying, that's crazy.
No, go for it.
Our editor is not going to be happy with you.
Not at all, dude. They'd be pissed.
Welcome to another episode of Living a Stream. I'm one of your hosts, Eric Harrison.
And I'm Josh Perez.
And today we have quite a few exciting updates about the podcast. I've been informed that my time here is up. I received some papers in the mail today. The producers have asked me to step away.
It's bittersweet.
And so, just kidding. We have some fun updates later. But before we get to those, no one's getting fired. Well, I don't know. We might fire our editor after this.
Just kidding. Josh is getting fired.
Josh is getting fired. He's firing himself. He's over it. What you been up to, dude? Since we chatted last. Actually, real quick. Pause. Alrighty, guys. Sorry, we had to cut to break there because I had to chat with our lawyers to see what we could and could not share today. But Josh, what you been up to, dude, since we recorded last?
Oh, dude. Yeah, man. That was what, a week ago? Oh, exactly a week ago.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty stoked about, dude. That was a fun day. We recorded with some special guests that some of y'all may or may not know. Hint, we talked about them on the previous, I think, like 3 episodes. So, and then anyways, what I've been up to. Yeah, I drove back home, dude. The wedding was great. I went to that wedding on Saturday. Shout out Matt, shout out JP. Y'all are real ones. That was a good time. And then came back home, dude, and then just went straight to back to the everyday life, dude. Every time I go out of town, even if it's home like Albuquerque, I'm always like, I'm gonna get so much work done. And it just turns into vacation mode where I just swipe my credit card and not think about anything and get very minimal work done. So I've been kicking it into high gear these last, what day is it? Last 3 days now. But yeah, dude, just mostly, I mean, the updates that we're about to share, mostly been working on a lot of that with the podcast and newsletter and all that. Trying to run, dude, I'm going to die. I know we bring this up a lot, and I know we've talked about this a lot, and I keep talking about this race that I'm going to do on July 19th. But the closer we get to it, it's literally in 30 days out from today. I just can't help but think I'm going to die. Like, this is not going to be good, Eric.
Remind me where it is. I've asked you every episode.
It's in Highlands Ranch. Yeah, Highlands Ranch.
Okay, cool.
So like South Denver. So shout out to the people who have been to my house. It's about 12 minutes west of here from where I currently am.
Oh man, you're training in the that's gonna be so much fun. That is, you're gonna be
It's gonna
fine.
be a blast. It's gonna be a blast. But no, I'm gonna die. Like, I ran. That was cool. I got to connect with. Shout out Vivo. Shout out Alonzo. He moved back to Albuquerque, starting this run club, and I went, and it was a lot of fun. My knee started to hurt, and my normal, the usual suspects, dude. My left knee, the Achilles, the plantar fascisms, all of that infiltrating this body, dude. And it's getting interesting. But I figured the more air squats, I've done a lot more air squats and push-ups since, but I just keep thinking, yep, I'm going to die. I'm kind of upset that you're not coming up here to do it with Kelly now that she's a track star.
Oh, she is a runner now. She got the bug the other night. She was like, I think I'm going to go for a run. The kids were down. We're going to watch a movie. I was like, dang, all right. And she ran like 3 miles, right at 3 miles. Great pace. And I felt bad. So like, it was almost dark, and I went out front because I knew she was about to pull around the amount of time she had been running. So the dogs and I were just chilling. I was sitting on top of the car, and she was running towards the house, and the dogs, because she had her headphones on and they couldn't really see because it was getting dark. And I was like, get him. And the dogs went after her. I thought they were going to attack her. They tripped her. It was a mess. I thought it was going to be this funny reunion, the dogs and her, but they coming around the corner didn't recognize her, almost killed her. So it was great. It was great. I almost had my wife killed because she's a runner now. This is the thing, Josh. You gotta get her to. She hates wearing running shoes. We got Hoka's. We got these other running shoes. She'll just take off and do 3 quick miles and platform Adidas. I'm like, what do we? And we've talked about this. I think the last episode or 2 episodes ago when you almost died in your Vans.
Dude, yep.
I told her it's gonna happen.
Yeah. What is her? Why does she not like running shoes? Yeah. What's your wife's deal, dude?
What's her deal? I don't know. We got to ask her. We got to figure this out. But I said, one of these days it's going to haunt you. Something's going to hurt.
You're not joining her on these runs?
No.
I guess someone has to stay with the kids, right?
Yeah. But even so.
For safety reasons.
It's for their benefit, actually.
For their benefit, not, yeah.
Could technically just lock the doors and take off, but.
There's no part of you, there's no itch in you that's like, I want to go, run and see if I can become liberated from this world through running.
I run every so often just to make sure I still can maintain my pace or distance, but that's about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I hate running in a circle. I literally cannot stand it. I hate running in a loop. I love to run to a destination. My mind just, you know what I mean? One day we're going to the movies and I was like, I'll meet you guys there. She loaded the kids up, but I ran and met them there, or Flying Star or something. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, but just
you don't have to run in a circle. You don't have to run in loops. One time we ran from open space on Alameda and Rio Grande to Flying Star. Both a mistake on, Flying Star and Rio Grande and what is that? Rio Grande and Griego or something. Griegos.
Yeah.
That was both a mistake and a huge benefit. Because we ended up there and I got, whoever's on chairs or something. But
yes.
Run for food, man. You don't have to run in circles. You can run in straight
to a
lines.
destination. Just straight line to a destination and never to return.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing.
Speaking of food though, when I was there, Frontier, and Vic's Daily Cafe. I was so stoked, dude. I got my New Mexican breakfasts. I got my fix. Got the meals where you don't know where food starts, ends, and begins on those, maybe I'll show a picture. But yeah, dude, I was very happy. That was a good time. Getting
Vic's,
some good
I haven't
New
been to
Mexican
Vic's
food.
in a while.
Really?
Vic's is great. It's been a couple of years.
I'll be honest, I didn't know about it. I've only been 3 times, I think, total in my entire life. But apparently it's a staple.
Oh, and Frontier? Oh, man. We were there a couple of weeks ago after my sister-in-law had a performance at Pope Joy. And afterwards, the
that's
kids
right.
love it. They love Frontier.
Yeah.
So anytime we're in the area, it's like
They get chicken tenders and fries.
Oh, no. Paxton will. So I have like this routine since college. The way I order my burritos, the way I eat them. Like I get a certain amount of burritos, like 2 bean and cheese, and then 1 carne burrito. That one's handheld. The 2 bean and cheese are smothered. 1 red, 1 green. Like this system I have. Paxton now does like 2.5 burritos.
Oh,
Like he can just crush them, and so it's so fun to go.
Hell yeah. Do you get bummed about the menus? Have you been where there's TVs now?
It's so strange.
I don't need TVs.
No, dude. It's like, have you been to a Walgreens or a CVS where the glass refrigerators have the screen on them?
Yes. What is that about?
Dude, I'm just gonna open it. I'm not gonna look at the screen. What the?
I look at the screen, I get excited, and then I opened it, and like half the shit was gone. So I was confused. It's like, this is helpful and also not helpful at all.
At all.
I think the first time I saw that was like 2 weeks ago or a week ago when I was in Albuquerque. I haven't seen it out here. Maybe it's because I also don't go to Walgreens much.
But also, what we think is going to advance our community is stuff like that.
That's true.
Shit like that.
Albuquerque's going to very interesting directions. If they're not public transit in Boston, that works great. Let's just do the same exact thing here. If they're not doing that kind of thing, then they're doing glass frosted windows with pictures and shit on it to be helpful. Because I remember that art situation was,
oh my god,
it was a mess, dude. It was a mess.
Just
and then
insane.
That's what someone was telling me, that they're like, oh, they just saw something on the East Coast and they're like, hey, that'll work here. And then they just do the same infrastructure in a city that's not like Albuquerque at all.
Not walkable at all.
But I'm also talking about things that I don't know anything about. I'm not a city planner. I'm not an urban engineer, urban city planner at all. So I have no idea. Maybe I'm completely wrong. So
I mean, do they know?
If we have any professional city planners out there, just write in. Let us know. Let us know the details of what is going on here. But what about you, dude? What have you been up to?
Hit us up. This weekend, Father's Day was super blast. We swam a lot, hung out with the fam. They came over, and then we went hiking. Like the kids want nothing but swimming all summer long, and I was like, I'm gonna get you guys out of the pool for Father's Day weekend, and we're going to the freaking mountains. So, anyways, we went and hiked, did a couple hours in the Sandias, took the dogs, kids. It was super fun, super blast. Like they're at an age now where it's so much fun. It's when they're really young, you're carrying diapers and this and that. We just like, this time it's fun. We just pack the backpack with snacks and drinks and just like hit the trail. So it's super fun.
8 weeks, 8 weeks worth of food for a day trip. That video.
That's how it always was. It's how it always feels. Like we have like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner snack in there. What's cold, what's hot. And then we'd be there for like 20 minutes. But it's because they were so young, but this time it felt good. We were there.
Dude, it's a blast. You do a little. I've gone on like day trips in a car where we have access to like restaurants and stuff, but we bring overnight like the dehydrated meals and like jet boils, just pour it. I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, just in case the gas station is out of food.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm right there with you, dude. Or every time I go to Albuquerque, like this last time, I had like 4 bags and like 2 duffel bags, 1 smaller duffel bag, and then my backpack. And I'm like, I'm there for 5 days. What am I doing? So I feel it. Well, I'm glad you had a good Father's Day, dude. That's exciting.
Yeah, it was super fun. And then today, day off. So actually went hit the mountain bike trails this morning. Super fun. Super blast. I have this new bracelet. Kelly and I got some new bracelets from Abby Hook. Shout out Abby. Mine says Feelin' Cindy because she's also a mountain bike rider. So
hell yeah.
Anyways, super fun. So I went this morning. It is so hot today, so I tried to go early, but it was super blast. But yeah, here we are.
That's dope. Wait, is Abby still out in? Abby's still in Tennessee, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Dude.
she makes bracelets. You can order them, like DM her, tell her what you want on it, or she can make one custom for you, like based on how she knows you. And so we just like paid her, and we're like, hey, make us what you think. And Kelly says Poppy Princess.
That's cool.
Because she's a or Poppy Queen or Poppy Princess. Anyways, yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, dude, they're dope. Her and Nathan. I feel so bad. I joined a like Discord. The Brothers I can't say it. It's that Russian novel. The Brothers Cosmograph? Brothers Karamazov. I don't know. It's supposedly the best novel ever written. Like, I think arguably in the world. But by Fyodor I'm going to get absolutely slandered for this. Fyodor Dostoevsky? Anyways, Nathan is reading this book over the summer with some people, and there's like 40 people now in this Discord reading this book.
Oh, wow.
But the book is it's huge. It's massive. And I'm behind, so I haven't read it. But anyways, they're good people. I see them. I used to go a lot more frequently. I haven't been in the last 2 years, but every year for New Year's at the Naranjo's Christmas Eve party.
Oh, yep.
Have y'all, I mean, I'm about to ask, do y'all ever go? But then I'm like, wait, I probably would have seen y'all there.
We went every year since I could remember as a child. And even into our marriage, like we went every year, but we didn't go the last 2 years. It's probably been up through, honestly. I don't think they had one like the first year of COVID, and I don't think we've been since.
Okay.
But no, we literally, actually, we've been most years though to their the Christmas Eve thing or the New Year's. Yeah.
The Christmas Eve. Sorry if I said
Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we went forever. Kelly loves it because Kelly loves them, and they were actually Dom and Nicole were our premarital counselors. So like we met with them about marriage, and it was like awesome. They are incredible people, and just like super awesome.
They're great, dude. And so there was people there that I would see only at that party once a year.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's just cool getting to know some of them. Obviously, I know Nathan and Abby on social media. They used to be more on Twitter and then on Instagram and stuff, but they were them and a few other people. It was at that party every year I'd see them, and it was always a good time.
Or the soup. Didn't you guys win the soup contest once at the Burns?
Yeah, dude. It was me, Noah, and Cody. Well, one of them, maybe it was me, Cody, and Zach. There's 4 of us living in a house, but 3 of us, maybe it was all 4 of us. I can't remember. But yes, we won the soup competition, dude. It was like 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds.
Oh, it was that long ago that you guys won?
It's like 2014, I want to say.
Oh my word.
It was a long time ago.
Time is absolutely wild.
And Nicole came in second. We beat beat Nicole by a hair, dude. Actually, I don't remember how the exact counting system worked, but we award-winning soup, dude. That's I should change my bio to that. Award-winning soup. Award soup winner. I don't know. Whatever however you phrase that. I'm having a aneurysm over here.
Sarah, help us with the words.
Anyways, good time.
Hey, question. I'm going to tell you what I've been watching, what we've been watching, and then I want to hear what you've been watching. So we watched Inside Out 2. Incredible. Watched it with the kids. I know you guys saw that. Plug in the newsletter now for everybody. Check it out. I think we had some special guest contributors last week too for Inside Out, which was awesome.
Yeah, we did. Home Roomies. Shout out Home Roomies. Zolly and Annie.
That was a great movie. So we watched that with the kids this weekend. We're finishing The Town. Shout out Ben Affleck. But we're also in the middle, which it's tough because they're releasing episodes every week, and it's hurtful to my heart. Which I love that, but hate it when I'm in the middle of it. Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal on Apple Plus.
Huh? Never heard of it.
Is I think the original movie was Harrison Ford. I think in the 90s. But this is a TV series of the same name and story. But Jake Gyllenhaal, it is incredible.
Huh? Okay.
Oh, so good. So we're in the middle of that and The Town. Did you ever see The Town?
Oh, love The Town, dude.
So rewatchable.
Oh yeah, super rewatchable. When I think of Boston movies, The Town comes up. Like obviously Good Will Hunting, I think the first one, but top 3 or 5. The Town, dude. It's super rewatchable. John Hamm, like before.
Oh, come on.
I don't know when I was all of a sudden like, oh, John Hamm is like a good ass time on the screen. That I don't know, but I don't know if that was pre or for. I think that was one of those that I watched a lot, and then later it's like, oh, John Hamm's awesome, and then I was like, oh, John Hamm's the FBI guy in the
Wait, you've
town.
never seen Mad Men, have you?
Is that where he blew up?
Dude. Yeah, it was that same time period too, through the 2010s. You absolutely have to watch Mad Men. It is so good. It's a slower show. It's not a thriller or horror like I typically recommend, but oh my goodness, it's ranked. I think it played through 2015. Yeah, 2007 through 2015.
Oh,
So that was his time, man. And it is just one of the better shows to ever.
Oh, I'm probably gonna get crucified then for saying I've never seen Mad Men on the air.
Man.
But dude,
Yeah,
Don Draper. I know the name Don Draper.
Absolutely. So many memes have come from it, but it is just a fantastic, great show.
Okay, so interesting.
Oh, please watch it.
Oh, dude, he was in We Were Soldiers.
No way.
Did you ever see that? Yeah, he was Captain Matt Dillon, but I don't remember that name. But this is fascinating. Yeah, so it must have been. So he blew up as Don Draper in Mad Men, and then which I never saw, and then The Town was kind of. I haven't really seen any of these other movies between then or shows even. That's so funny because he did The Town, and then dude, the Bridesmaids, like your take where you're talking about how he's the best friend in a rom-com, which is an unhinged take, by the way. He is. I don't know what he is in that movie, dude.
Baby Driver also.
Oh, dude, I loved Baby Driver.
He would have been a great Bruce Wayne. I think his time might have passed. But I was talking to Kelly about that when we were watching The Town. Like, obviously, Ben Affleck goes on to be Batman. But, I mean, in The Town and these other movies, like, I think with the right director, maybe the right supporting cast, I think he could have been a great Batman. Not sure if that'll work anymore. And there's way too many renditions now. Like, I'm not saying
John Hamm as Batman?
I had that vibe.
Does he have a good, like, lower half? He has a good mouth and...
It's that scruffy beard. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
And then Lord of the Rings: Return of the King in theater was incredible. Like, that was so fun. Again, didn't get to see it. It's like Pulp Fiction, right? It's just one of those things. So much fun to see in theaters. Can't believe I never got to experience that. And Kelly, we've tried to go through Lord of the. She always acts like she hates Lord of the Rings, but I was like, look, in theaters, you know the story now. It's gonna feel different. And so we get to the end where Frodo's getting taken away on the Eagles. And it's a long. The extended edition is almost 5 hours.
Dude, it's 4.5. I was gonna say it's 4.5 hours. Like, how did y'all do that?
It was we did the middle of the day. We couldn't do a nighttime showing, and I was like, "Babe, if you're ready to go," because and she was like, "I need closure," and I was like, "Yes." I just was like baiting her to see like, "Hey, if you're ready, we can leave," you know. And she's like, "I need closure," so
she's not taking her out.
Oh man, but that was great.
Dude,
what have you been watching?
Yeah, I've been kind of all over the place, dude. Okay, so I got my favorite watch Wednesday today was that damn Michael Che. Is that how you say his name? I'm gonna say it wrong. Michael Che. Michael Che? Michael Che. I'm gonna go with Michael Che. Okay, I was watching, which he's the SNL guy, right? Like he's that's all I known him from, and they say some wild things on SNL. Him and Colin, right, with the Weekend Update and stuff. This show is like makes the other one seem like Sesame Street or something. It is wild, dude, and it will make you uncomfortable, but it's super smart and it's super funny. It's ridiculous. It is just chaos on the screen, but I like the setup. So it's only done 2 seasons. I don't know if they're still making them, but the season 2, that's where we started, and then we watched I think 1 episode from season 1. But season 2, he does stand up, and it's like little parts of his stand up, and then it kind of transitions into sketches. So there's like different sketches pieced together to make 1 episode. That each sketch is or in between each sketch is a stand-up bit where it could be just a few minutes or a joke, and it usually has a theme that goes all the way through. So the style is really cool, I guess. It's not like it feels unique because I don't watch a lot of shows like that. And the sketches, some of the sketches are standalone, but then some of the sketches are built on each other, and there's a through line throughout all the jokes in it. Anyways, that is
it
a damn
new?
good thing.
I'm looking at it now. I don't think I've
Dude, I'd never heard of it. And it came out, I think the first season was 2021, season 2 is 2022. And
Mm.
shout out the Foxes, Fox Lord. I got to see them in Albuquerque, and they were like, "Hey, you want to watch a few episodes of this?" I was like, "Sure." Never heard of it. Dying, dude. It was
That
a good time.
I'm gonna have to
So
check it
that's
out. Oh, it's on Max.
yeah, it's on Max. Yeah. And season 2, I want to say has 100%. It only has, I think, 7 ratings, but it's got
Right.
100 on Rotten Tomatoes. But it's on Max. Check it out. And then I'm finally watching House of the Dragon because the new season just dropped. What was it, this past week? And it has one
Yep.
episode out. So I'm about halfway through season 1 now. I don't know
Okay.
why I ever stopped. I mean, I both understand why and why I would stop or why I wouldn't stop. Because I used to think it was boring. I guess the first time I watched it, I must have been distracted or stressed out of my mind because I was like, this isn't fun or whatever. And then I'm watching this one, episode 1. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
Okay, without ruining anything, there's just graphic violence. It's action. Like I mean, Game of Thrones, it's still Games of Thrones, right? Where Game of Thrones did a lot of that brutality and medieval shit, for the lack of better word. But yeah, it was really intense, dude. The first episode off the rip, dude. I don't
Did
know.
you feel that way about Game of Thrones, or did you immediately get into it? Where it's like, I'm not sure I'm into this. Maybe you're distracted. Maybe it's like time and place.
I think it was slow. It was pretty slow. I can see how this one might be. Maybe that's why I thought it was slow. I don't know, but I can see why this one might take a little bit to get into. But I remember Game of Thrones. I remember watching the first episode and I was like, I could probably not watch this again. But that opening was pretty interesting with the White Walkers, and you don't really know what's going on and what's happening and the weird symbols within the bodies and all that, the mutilated bodies. And then the endings of the first 3 episodes, I couldn't stop watching.
Yeah.
I'm about to ruin it. I mean, it's been like over a decade. So if you haven't seen it by now, I don't know. But I'm about to ruin it. But when they push the kid out of the tower and you close the episode, I was like, you just threw a 10-year-old out of a 6-7 story tower. I don't know how tall that thing was. How can I not continue watching? So, and especially because after you're like, wait, hang on a second. Did I just see what I think I saw? And then the kid's asking the same question. Like, is he seeing what he thinks he saw? And then they chuck him out the window because he did see what he thought all were thinking he saw. So I was like, well, I got to go find out. Did the kid die? And then, yeah, I was just hooked after that. But
we were talking to some people that were over there, some family the other night. And I always say that certain movies are super scary. Or if you watch this, right? Because like I'm always recommending horror. And when we were talking about a horror movie that I recommended to Vincent and Natalia, they're like, oh, it wasn't that scary. I said, there's no way you're thinking that, right?
Right.
And I'm not going to name the movie because I don't want to put it in your head before I make you watch it too. I said, well, when did you watch it? They're like, oh, we watched it Saturday morning. And I was like, okay, in your house, on your couch, morning, sun popping through the window type. It's not like, of course, it's not going to be scary, right? Like I saw it in theaters. I remember there were a few movies I watched on my laptop on the train coming back from Santa Fe when I was commuting. And I'm like in the back of the train car by myself, like like at nighttime on my laptop. And I'm freaked out watching these movies. So like, I was just connecting that to how you said maybe the first time you watched House of Dragon, it didn't click right away. Maybe so I don't know. It's interesting to think about that. Like maybe how old you were or where you watched it, who you were with. Like, yeah, of course, in the middle of the day, a movie's not going to be scary, right? But in the back of the car of a train, no one around me, the train swaying in the middle of the night, like I'm terrified. And maybe that movie wasn't that scary. It was just like my own thoughts. But
well, that's
anyways.
Yeah, I think you're right though about it. Usually is, I think, a lot of those things, context, settings. I think when I rewatched Hereditary, it didn't feel as. I mean, it's still, don't get me wrong, I still don't like it and it's horrifying.
Yeah, of course.
But it wasn't as scary as the first time in theaters and watching it for the first time, right? Or watching Midsommar during the day. I think watching that during the day could be absolutely a terrifying thing to do. And depending on the year, you were on a train. When was this? What year was this?
Ooh, it was
were you younger? 2020? You were rolling around in a train in 2020.
Yeah, I was commuting back and forth Santa Fe.
Was the theme? Oh, that's right. Was the story of the movie set anything to do with the train or?
No, I did watch Train to Busan, which is a Korean zombie film.
Is it good?
While on the train, and I loved it. And again, I think it's because I was on a train and I was like, it wasn't scary. Zombie movies I don't think are necessarily scary, but it was a fantastic zombie, like one of the better. Actually, I should rewatch that. Actually,
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Anyways,
but we probably should talk about those updates here in a minute. But the last thing
let's
before we talk about the updates, I did see Inside Out 2 in theaters with the home roomies, which was a lot of fun. I'm an idiot and didn't take a photo, so there was no photo in the. I was even telling myself, trying to remind myself to take a photo for the newsletter, and I just didn't do that. But dude, Inside Out 2 is really good. I had a good time doing it. I don't know if you, Kelly, and the kids have had a chance to watch it, but it's pretty much, it feels very similar to the first one, which I kind of expected, storyline and everything. But sequels are just tough, I feel, especially Pixar sequels. So considering all that, it was a good time. It gave me a lot of anxiety though, because it talks a lot about, obviously one of the main characters is anxiety, but it was oddly like, are you talking to me? Like, and that's how a lot of people felt. At least talking with the people that I went with, and then talking with my brother, talking with family, it just seems it was such a relatable movie for all people, and so it seems like a very human thing to experience what they were showing in the movie. So that was really cool. But before we move on, I will say shout out, Home Roomies. If you haven't checked them out, they do video essays on a variety of TV shows and movies, and this one that they did was on Kid Nation. Did you ever hear about Kid Nation or what Kid Nation is? It's like 2006, dude. And this was a legal, I don't know how, reality TV show in the state of New Mexico where they took kids like from like 8 years old to like 14, I think, and they just left them on a property, like a camp property that was kind of abandoned, and they had to just create a society and survive for X amount of days. So the video essay breaks down, how did this happen? What was going on? And I'm the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, how did I not know about this? Like 2006, I was probably a freshman or a sophomore in high school. So
they had 8 and 9-year-olds on this.
Dude, it is like they get live chickens, and they have to, as kids, have to decide as a council, because they elect leaders and all that. They have to decide, do we keep the chickens for eggs or do we kill them and eat the meat? And one of the kids is like, are they going to hang the chickens like Saddam Hussein? And they're just recording all of this stuff. These kids are just saying shit. They're just trying to survive. It is, dude, it's wild. Like it is, it looks like a joke, but it's not a joke. So anyways, Home Roomies Annie and Zolly do some really fun video essays, but never heard of Kid Nation. I super recommend.
This is gnarly.
Yeah, it says that they're two friends laughing at the obscure TV, media, and movies that they grew up watching. So if you're into that, it's a good thing. It'll be in the show notes. It's a good time. It was super fun. I died watching. So anyways, that being said, before we go on to any more tangents, we should probably talk about the little update.
Yes.
So today we're doing something a little different, and we're not doing a movie. We're not talking about a Living a Stream movie, and that's mostly because we want to fill y'all in on what's going on with the podcast. So nothing much is changing with the Living a Stream segments or episodes, but now it's going to be a part of a feed it's the Sweet and Condensed podcast. So if you're familiar with the newsletter, Sweet and Condensed newsletter, so we're just trying to clarify some things. And it's Sweet and Condensed podcast, Sweet and Condensed newsletter, sweetandcondensed.com, Sweet and Condensed Patreon, support us if you want, and Sweet and Condensed Instagram. And this is a way, we're hoping to make the podcast stronger and also more fun. And also the Living a Stream is going to make a slight shift into, we will be covering full movies only. And then other episode segments, we're going to be able to talk about other stuff and other movies that we're watching, such as Kelly's pick when Kelly chose to watch Twilight, which, Eric, we're going to do a Kelly's pick here soon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming up. I know we're going to have that really fun one with all the fellows that we've been talking about. And then we're going to have a really fun one, Kelly's pick, right after that. So yeah, that is coming up.
Oh, hell yeah. Do we want to share with that or keep it a surprise on what the movie is?
For Kelly's pick?
Yeah.
We're going to keep it a surprise because she said she might want to change it.
Oh, perfect.
Because we had one in mind.
Yeah,
so
we
might be changing that up.
Oh, great. See, and this will be a lot of fun because this is way we're gonna do, that way we can do some where movies come out like Hitman or The Killer with Fincher. We did an episode on that last week, or documentaries like Movie Pass, Movie Crash, where I don't know if I'll speak for myself. I knew that wasn't going to be a full movie, but yet we still had it on an episode. So, anyways, that being said, this should be able to make different segments a lot stronger, a lot more fun, create more opportunities for more types of episodes and segments, such as Kelly's Pick, the Medium Project, which has another channel, but we're going to start doing those episodes, moving them on to this one, and that is where we do adaptations, specifically any media such as books, short stories, poems, essays, articles, whatever, being adapted into movies, or maybe even movies adapted into books, which might be kind of fun. Which I found out, Dead Poet Society. Have you seen Dead Poet Society, Eric?
Of course.
I don't know, dude. There's so many movies out there. It's kind of hard to, watch all of them.
Hold on.
So I don't want to assume. Oh, and so anyways, that movie got adapted into a book after the movie came out, which I thought was fascinating. So anyways, yeah, that's I think what Eric, do you have anything to say or want to touch on any of that? Did I forget
No, I
anything?
think it'll be exciting. We will have more guests on here, and yeah, I think the big thing was there were a few movies where we knew it wasn't going to be a full movie, a full watch going in. And it'll be really fun to intentionally select full movies and talk about them and have really great conversations, because we've had a lot of really great movies over this series, I think, that were full movies, and some that weren't. So I think that'll be really exciting to intentionally choose those, and then also be able to just talk some smack. And also, one of the things, I think you touched on it, but the newsletter is really fun, and we have a really good time with favorite watches. If you follow us on Instagram, or we have the Tempt These Takes segment and sections, or even the watches that Drew and Josh write about, or even when guests are there, to maybe do some episodes to expand on the newsletter, open that up a little bit, because we keep them pretty short because it's a Sweet and Condensed newsletter. But I mean, we can do Sweet and Condensed on the podcast, have an episode with the crew, and I think it'll be really great. So yeah, I think it'll be exciting. Also, I lost my train of thought. Fire me now.
Train to Busan, dude. Get it right back.
Anything else? I think that's it. I mean, it's going to be really fun. You'll see some more guests. I mean, starting next week. I know it'll be a living the stream segment, but it'll be fun to get extra people on here and have some variety on here.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to get the next episode out. We recorded it while we were in Albuquerque live, so that's going to be fun. There's no video, but we're hoping that the guests will make up for that, because these guests are a lot of fun. They are big names and pillars in the Albuquerque community, at least in our social sphere. So we're stoked to bring some new personalities to the podcast. And I think, yeah, I'm just excited. So that'll be coming up, Living a Stream. Again, it's not the structure of the Living a Stream episodes will be exactly the same as you expected, how we've been doing. But just be expecting a lot of other content and different types of episodes in the feed. We want to expand this universe that's going on within the Sweet and Condensed world. And so, including, a while ago, I did one of those solo episodes, what's new to streaming. And I just feel like even that, like bringing some more of that and helping you all, helping ourselves figure out, okay, what is coming to stream? Because there's just so much, dude. Like, do you even know what Tubi? There's like Tubi, Freevee. There's all these different streaming platforms. Shudder. You might know a Shudder because it's a specifically horror streaming service.
Oh no, what?
So there's just so many streaming services out there. It's like, how do I have a trouble? Like, what do I watch? When do I watch? How do I watch? So
yeah,
hopefully those episodes, like what's coming to streaming, will be super helpful, both for ourselves and everyone who's listening. So
yeah, absolutely.
Dudes, but speaking of the guests that we have on this next episode, and that one's gonna be fun too, because we do not a specific movie, but an actor's entire filmography, which would be a lot of fun. But we were talking beforehand, and Eric, because I know you have the answers to all things, and you're you can solve any problem. I'm just curious, okay, because something came up. I've been thinking about this for a few years. You know me, I cuss a whole lot in real life. I'm just curious, why do you think I don't cuss as much online or on this podcast? Or, because I know I say some things, but at least my perspective of this is I feel like I cuss a lot more in real life. And I'm just curious.
Here's a question. Do you think so today, who have you been around today?
Myself, Drew, just basically, the roommates. Myself, New Mexico, Drew, and the roommates.
Okay, when it was just you, was it ever just you and Drew? Just the two of you? And if so, do you felt like you cursed in those conversations? Because what I've observed, I feel like, and maybe this is my perspective, the larger the crowd, maybe the more it gets turned up.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because I know that's how it is for me. Like, and I don't even know if it's like if Kelly and I are just having a conversation, or just you and I on the podcast are having a conversation, or like Richard and I are having a conversation, or my buddy Brent at work. I'm thinking of scenarios where it's like one-on-one, maybe it doesn't come out so much. And I think that might be the case.
Interesting. I'm wondering if sometimes it might be the opposite for me. If it's one-on-one.
Do you think you cuss more one-on-one?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, and I used to think like it was interesting because I used to think it was, am I not being real or authentic, or am I being fake in some scenarios and not in others? Both in, am I cussing because everyone else is, or am I cussing because it's expected, or am I not cussing because I don't want to be perceived in a certain light? But then I was thinking about, someone had mentioned this idea of portraits, and I thought that was interesting. You can take portraits of people from different angles and in different environments, and they're still the same person, but it captures a moment of them where they're smiling in this portrait, but they're not smiling in this portrait. And it doesn't mean they're faking the smile, or they're really actually sad. It just, those are just in that moment, you got that portrait. So I've just been like, anyways, this is me just trying to justify or try to figure out, like, oh, because I was used to think, do I not cuss online because I don't want to be perceived a certain way, or it feels like, am I being fake by not cussing, or am I, because I think my natural inclination, I do say a lot of swear words. Like even the roommates, so the younger roommates, they know there's adult words. They're like, we can't say adult words. We get it. And then they're like, but Josh, he definitely can say adult words. And I'm like, dang, I didn't realize I was accidentally cussing a lot,
letting it loose in front
of the younger roommates, man. So, but yeah, even my other niece and nephew, Desi's kids, right? Payne will make comments about that. But anyways, I don't know what it is. It could be like, you're right. It could be like when there's a group of people, there's a different energy. But yeah, I think I tend to cuss. I mean, environment's a huge one, right? I guess like when you're in different scenarios and different people, you don't know them as much. But then sometimes I'm like, I feel like I start cussing when I get comfortable with people, which again, I try to tell myself it's not me being fake. It's just me being, I don't know, influenced by the different environments and different things. Not influenced in a bad way, but I think about that often. And maybe it's because I'm afraid of the internet. I have no idea. I started saying shit more, which is one thing. Because on Twitter you can search at handle, so like at just Josh Prez, and type in a cuss word. Yep. There's only a small amount of cuss words.
Oh, so even on Twitter, you don't.
Not as much.
So it's not just a podcast.
No, it's like captions. It's like captions, comments. Although I'm testing the waters out. I said a couple F words on, shout out Skorka, but on his blog I commented. He has a really cool concept. We should all bully him and peer pressure him to keep writing, but it's called herehaveabeer.com, and it's hilarious. It's like, here, have a beer. We have something to talk about. So he writes articles based on life, and I think it's life, spirituality, and something else, and trying to navigate life kind of thing. And then depending on how intense the content of the article is the type of beer. So it's like pool beer. So it's like going to be light, or like a lager, it's going to be light. But if it's like a double IPA, the content of the blog might be a heavier subject matter. Therefore, it's worthy of a more intense beer with a higher ABV, which is, I think it's genius. I think it's hilarious. But anyway,
he has some great content on there. You know what I was just thinking? Actually, you should ask Kelly this on Kelly's pick, because she does not ever curse.
Really?
Ever. She just hasn't. Like even singing a song, she'll kind of like skip the words. But yet in the newsletter, she has let loose a few times in the Attempt These Takes or the Favorite Watches. So it's like almost the opposite for her. So that's interesting.
That is. I was gonna say
we got to dig into that.
We do, because in Barbie, when she came onto Barbie, she was the one that's like paused and at one point was all, "Hey, do y'all cuss on here?" And I want to say she said something right after that, like someone.
She said, and then
someone who's
It's like
being a bitch or being perceived, I think, as a bitch.
yeah, 100%.
I
Yeah,
think
that's what
that's
I'm
what it
saying. So
was.
like her, it's opposite, right? So on the
Interesting.
podcast, her first episode in, she's letting them fly.
Yeah.
But in real life, podcast is real life. In person, she won't. So it's interesting.
Anyways, I was just thinking about that. Not that it has anything to do with these updates or anything to do with anything else, but I guess mostly because I hadn't realized. And then when we did that episode with there was 5 of us, 5 of us in that room, which was bloody hot, dude. It was damn
was
hot
gnarly.
in that room, but nonetheless, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for that episode. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's it on my end. I think that's all I got.
That's it. Keep subscribing. Send us some money in Patreon. Tune into the newsletter, and then look forward to some guests and new segments. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. No, totally. Follow us on Instagram, on socials. We changed the handle, so it's Sweet and Condensed with underscores on either end. But all that say, it's all this stuff we just said. It'll be in the bio. Please rate and subscribe. That helps. Rate and review episodes. That helps the show, helps people find it, and also it helps our egos and feeling good about ourselves. So that would be very good.
That's the most important part.
That way anxiety isn't running around causing destruction within me. Shout out Inside Out too. But till then, we'll talk to you and see you on the next episode.